Hi, it's Jasmine here. Welcome to my video. Today I wanted to do a sort of MCC settings tutorial video. I am going to talk about some major settings and major game changes, for example, like a custom age span, different skill gain, different career progression, as well as some minor things that enhance the gameplay, like having multiple best friends or having autonomous proposals enabled. So let's begin. So to have these settings enabled, you will have to download the MC Command Center mod first. I will drop a link in the description. And to access the settings, you will have to go on the computer, click on it, and there you can see the MC Command Center. Click on that, and there you have a wide range of different kind of settings that you can access. So as I mentioned earlier, I want to talk about the main gameplay settings first. I want to start with the custom age span. To set that up, you have to go into MCC Settings. Then you can already click on Set Age Span Duration for the human. For example, I will set this to my normal lifespan. Here you can set the age span duration for all ages. I set my age span duration to be a lot longer than in the normal game, but the reason for that is that I also make my gameplay a lot harder. I'm gonna make my skill gain, I'm gonna make my career gain, I'm gonna make a lot of things in the game harder. So I decided I needed more time with my Sims because I don't want my Sims to be so short-lived. I kind of want them to have lives that are lived out. I want them to be able to explore different aspects of life and not just be born, have one hobby, have one career, level up that career and die. So my settings are for the baby, 3 days, for the infant, 7 days, for the toddler, 12, for the child, 25 days, because realistically it is the age where you spend the most time before turning into an adult. The teenager is set to 15 days in my settings because, I mean, you're only a teenager for like 4 to 5 years. And that adds up to 62 days before turning into a young adult, which means that 62 days equals 18 years in my world, at least. So I set the settings for the young adult to be 62 days long, which would mean that they're a young adult until the age of 36. And it does sound really, really long, but to put that in perspective, if you go to university in real life, realistically, you spend 3-4 years on a bachelor, on your degree. In The Sims, it takes 3 weeks to go to university, which are already 21 days. Which means that this is only a third of the young adult lifespan, which is technically realistic for a university experience. So I do consider that a lot of my Sims will go to university. And when they're adults, this lifespan will be 65 days long until around 60 years. And the elder life stage is really, really short in EA, which creates a problem for me with like having grandchildren and having to grow up with your grandparents. Because in EA, the age default is 14 days, which means that if your sim has a child, while they're an adult, they will not even live until their kids have kids, which is quite unrealistic in my opinion. So I set the elder lifespan to also be 62 days, just like the young adult stage, which would mean that my Sims will live until the age of 78. Next, we will move on to the max household size, which is under MCC Settings, Gameplay Settings. Gotta scroll down a bit. Maximum household size. And here you can type in any number. I have 15 enabled for me. So click OK. And as you can see here, by the way, some of the settings need a game restart to actually take place. Gotta consider that. Some more impactful gameplay settings for me are the skill and career settings. So to go to the skill settings, you'll have to click on MCCC Settings again. Gameplay settings. Here, when you scroll down a bit, you go to skill settings. Skill difficulty adjustment is the setting that we will be looking at today. I have this set to -5, which is 50% slower skill gain, which doesn't sound like that much, but I play tested it and it is pretty slow, in my opinion at least. So it means that you will actually have to spend a lot of time leveling up your skills day by day. Those 200 something days that I give my Sims to live will actually have to be used. Also, I just wanted the focused and inspired moodlets to have some kind of impact, because you don't really need them to get the skills done faster. And this way, it would be smart to get inspired first before leveling up any creative skill. Another difficulty settings that I have is for the careers. Let's go to MC Career. Click on Career Difficulty Adjustment. And I have this set to -7, which means that my career progression is 70% slower. Again, I play tested it and it was quite realistic in my opinion. Like, a lot of the times you get a job in The Sims and you can basically have a promotion in the next like 2 days or even the next day. And with this, my sim needed like 2 weeks to actually get a promotion. I have a career mod installed as well, where you have to have degrees for certain promotions, etc., etc. I will do a mod overview next for all of my mods that I have, or for all of the mods that I have for, again, a more in-depth, more realistic game experience. Some other career settings are children and teenagers being able to quit school. So you can click on that and enable that for children as well as for the teens. The next thing I want to look at are the relationship settings. My Sims will live a long life, and I want friendships and romance to actually mean something, so I want to make it harder to actually become friends. In MCCC Settings, you will see the relationship settings. You gotta click on them. And here you again have a lot of options. You can also edit the friendship decay percentage, but I kind of left that to the default. Go to friendship difficulty adjustment. And I have this set to -2, which means like 20% slower friendship gain. I have the romance difficulty adjustment also set to -2. Some other relationship settings that I have are allow teen parenting, which just means that your teenager can also learn the parenting skill. I feel like that is quite common, like teenagers taking care of their siblings and learning how to parent that way. So I feel like the gameplay lacks in that department. I have this on. There's a lot more like fine-tuned settings. For example, if we go to MC Tuner, right there, you can either change interaction behavior or interaction autonomy. Basically, interaction behavior is, as it already says, like enabling some interactions, and autonomy is just making certain interactions autonomous. Go to change interaction behavior. Allow child baby care, which means that they can perform basic baby care interactions and not just try to talk to them. Then you can also enable or disable emotional deaths. Someone might find them quite annoying. I also don't really like them, but I feel like they add a bit of a random death effect to the game. Like angry, I associate, or like embarrassment or playful, I associate it with kind of like heart attack, something of that manner, from like being too emotional, I guess, or having too much stress in your body. One important setting is also allow multiple BFFs. I have that turned on. I also have allow teen move in on, which means you can let teenagers move into your house and ask them to move in. One setting that may be interesting to a lot of people is disable witness death, which means that your Sims will not all run to the area where death happens. I have this disabled, meaning that they will run to the location just for dramatic effect. Another thing that I have disabled are some friendly interactions, like friendly ask of single. I'm tired of everybody taking the wrong message when I'm just trying to find out if the sim is married or not. Friendly stay the night, to have sleepovers basically. You can also like have the suave kiss and passionate kiss enabled at all times. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the interaction behavior settings. Then let's go to the interaction autonomy settings. Here you can disable and enable autonomous mean interactions, autonomous flirty. I care about the autonomous proposals. I have these enabled because I feel like it adds a nice touch to be able for like the romantic partner of your sim to propose to you instead of you always having to make the move. One thing that I wanted to add though is in the skill settings, the gameplay settings. Let's go to skill settings. You can exclude certain skills to be in the difficulty adjustment. So I do want most of the skills to be a lot harder, but I have I have some of the like drug skills disabled for this because like it doesn't really take much skill to handle a drug, I guess. I also have the cooking skill. I want it to be like default hard. The flower arranging skill, as well as the mischief skill. And yeah, just a lot of these like skills from base amount of drugs. So that's it for this MC Commander settings video. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. And if you like this video, I will be very happy if you give me a like, maybe comment something, or even subscribe to the channel.